Well, hi. Well, it's that time of year again. Christmas is upon us, which means Christmas presents. And I'm here to recommend a few CDs that you might want to buy for somebody. Every week I do reviews in the Sunday Mercury, so I get lots of stuff sent to me. I also, about once a month, I'm on the Francie show on BBC WM in Birmingham, and recommending again best albums of the month. So these are my half a dozen recommended albums for 2020. When we're starting with this one, which will make a lovely present because it's a 5 CD box set of the best of the Average White Band, who are the funkiest band around. From Scotland, you'd think they were from Memphis, but they're a fabulous band. Did well here in England, but massive in the USA. #1 albums, #1 singles. So everything you would ever want to hear from the Average White Band is here on this 5 CD box set. Make a great present. Well, this was only sent to me about 2 weeks ago. It's by a guy called Chris Stapleton, who I'd never heard of, so I researched him. Turns out this is his 4th album, and he's written about 300 songs. It's a great album, all original stuff. So many people have covered Chris Stapleton's material. Peter Frampton, Sheryl Crow, Ed Sheeran, Adele, and there's about a dozen original songs here. 2 of my favourites. One's Joy of My Life, which is pretty obvious, and there's another one called Maggie's Song, which he wrote about his dog, who he lost his dog called Maggie, and it's so heartfelt how he misses her and he pictures her running through heaven. It's a lovely album. Chris Stapleton, Starting Over, it's called. Now this to me was always going to be a winner, because it's Gretchen Peters, who's one of my favourite singer-songwriters, singing the songs of Micky Newbury, who is probably my all-time favourite male singer-songwriter. And it's lovely. It's very gentle, it's very sad. Gretchen Peters, she does songwriting semesters, and she did one in Edinburgh that Joy attended about 2 or 3 years ago. And actually Quill, our band Quill, on stage we often do versions of 2 Gretchen Peters songs, The Matador and On a Bus to St. Cloud, 2 beautiful songs. And this is a beautiful album. It includes Gretchen Peters singing my favourite ever Micky Newbury song, which kind of sums him up. She even woke me up to say goodbye. Wow. Now, going back now, we're going way back, but this is lovely. This is the Everly Brothers, the Cadence recordings, and it's again a box set, and it basically includes all of their fabulous hits that they had during the 50s. Bird Dog, All I Have to Do Is Dream, Till I Kissed You, Problems, all of their hits are on this album. And I'll tell you a little story. One of the greatest nights of my life. I was a huge fan of the Everly Brothers. Next to Elvis, they're probably my favourite American recording artists. And I was in the Rum Runner in 1971 alongside Roy Wood, my pal Roy Wood, who was also a massive Everly Brothers fan. And we were having drinking there, and who should walk in but the Everly Brothers? They just done a show at the Birmingham Hippodrome, and they walked in and we were in awe that they were there. And we went up and introduced ourselves, and we actually talked them into getting up on stage. And we needed a bass player, and it was meant to be, because the doorman at the Rum Runner Club is a guy called Mickey Walker, He was a tough guy, but he was also an excellent bass player. He used to play with a band called the Red Caps. So we dragged him up on stage as well. So it was me, Roy, Mickey Walker, Don and Phil Everly, and we jammed for about an hour. And I was kind of pinching myself saying, I am playing drums for the Everly Brothers. And they afterwards they signed an album for me, said some really lovely things about me, about my playing, which is one of my prized possessions down in the music room. Great album. Right, this is terrific. This is by Dion. Again, one of my childhood favourites when I was at school growing up. With Dion and the Bellmans, he made Teenager in Love, absolute classic song. And he did The Wanderer and Run Around Sue. This is way, way back. Now, Dion is 81 years old. And much like Tom Jones, his voice just gets better and better and better. And he's got such enormous respect in America and now as a blues singer. And they're all self-written songs and they're brilliant. And the guest list on here is extraordinary. Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, you've got Jeff Beck, Joe Bonamassa, Van Morrison, Paul Simon, Bruce Springsteen, and Bob Dylan writes fabulous liner notes. He obviously really rates this. Can totally recommend this. Dion, Blues with My Friends. And last but not least, Quill, Ghost of Christmas, which is a great new Christmas song which we wrote. I hope you like it. But as well as the Christmas song, you've got a live concert that we recorded in Kidderminster before the pandemic, back in early 2020. And so for Quill fans, it's got, I think, everything you'd want to hear. It's got, fan favourites like Say It Ain't So, Bells of Rimney, 9 Mile Camp, some new stuff that we've written, Elephant in the Room, Grey Goose Call, and a couple of tracks that reflect on my past. There's a lovely version of Blackberry Way, and what goes down a storm every time we play it, our version from my Black Sabbath days of Heaven and Hell. So that's Quill, Ghost of Christmas. Make a nice present. So with this, actually, this t-shirt, golf, whatever you want to call it, all available on the just go to the Quill website. And also, if you haven't seen it already, our first TV show went out recently called Quill Connect. So just go to the Quill website, www.quilluk.com. At the bottom of the first page, it actually says Quill Connect. Just press on that, register, and you'll get to be notified of all future things that are coming on this show. Just click on there. The show will come up. It's about half an hour long. It's got three new songs. Well, it's got Rest You Merry Gentlemen, and it's got Ghost of Christmas, and it's got one of our new songs from the forthcoming Quill album, and it's got Lou Clark Jr. as a special guest, and some anecdotes and stories, and it's good fun. And I must say, we're knocked out by the amount of comments that we're getting of how much people love this show. Quill Connect. Enjoy. Happy Christmas.